Alright, so in this problem, I have m to the power of 3 plus m is equal to 350. So the first thing I'm going to do is subtract 350 on both sides. So these two cancel out, and now I have m to the power of 3 plus m minus 350 is equal to 0. Now, m to the power of 3 plus m minus 350, well, I can rewrite 350 here as negative 343 minus 7. So now I have m to the power of 3 minus 347 plus m minus 7 is equal to 0. Well, m to the power of 3 minus 347, this is the same thing as m to the power of 3 minus 7 to the power of 3. And I have this plus m minus 7. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of 3 minus b to the power of 3, this is the same thing as a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. So in this case, a is m and b is 7. So I have m minus 7 times m squared plus 7m plus 7 squared. I have this plus m minus 7 is equal to 0. Now, 7 squared is the same thing as 49, so I have m minus 7 times m squared plus 7m plus 49 plus m minus 7 is equal to 0. Now if I factor out m minus 7, I have m minus 7 times m squared plus 7m plus 49 plus 1, which is equal to 50. So this is equal to 0. So now this gives me two equations. I have m minus 7 is equal to 0, and I have m squared plus 7m plus 50 is equal to 0. So m minus 7 equals 0. This is the same thing as m equals 7, so this is already one solution of m. And m squared plus 7m plus 50, you have to use the quadratic formula, which is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So this is the same thing as negative 7 plus or minus the square root of 7 squared, which is 49, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 50. And if you notice, this is the same thing as the square root of 49 minus 200, which is going to be a negative number, meaning this won't work, and my only solution is m equals 7. Alright, so in this problem, I have 2 to the power of 24 minus 16. So to solve it, I'm going to first rewrite 2 to the power of 24 here as 2 to the power of 12 times 2. And if I have something in the form a to the power of m times n, this is equal to a to the power of m to the power of n. So 2 to the power of 12 times 2, that's going to equal 2 to the power of 12 to the power of 2. And I have this minus 16, which is the same thing as 4 to the power of 2. Now, if I have something in form a squared minus b squared, this is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So in this case, a is 2 to the power of 12, and b is 4. So I have 2 to the power of 12 plus 4 times 2 to the power of 12 minus 4. 2 to the power of 12, well, 2 to the power of 10, this is 1024. So 2 to the power of 11, this is going to be double of 1004, which is 2048. Meaning 2 to the power of 12, this is double of 2048, which is 4096. So now I have 4096 plus 4 times 4096 minus 4. Now this is the same thing as 5000 times 4092. This is the same thing as 4100 times 4092, which is the same thing as 4000 plus 100 times 4000 plus 92. So now to solve this, I'm simply going to just distribute. So I have 4,000 here. If I distribute, I have 4,000 times 4,000 plus 4,000 times 92 plus, now if I distribute the 100 times 4,000 plus 100 times 92. Now 4,000 times 4,000, that's 4,000 squared, plus 4,000 times 92. 4,000 times 92, that's going to be equal to, 1 second, 368,000 plus 100 times 4,000, that's going to be 400,000 plus 100 times 92, that's 9,200. Now 4,000 squared, that's going to be 16 million. So I have this plus 368,000 plus 400,000 plus 9,200 is 400,000, 9,200. Sorry, 409,200. So now I have 16 million plus 368,000, which is 16,368,000, but I have plus 409,200. So this is going to be 700,720. Sorry, 200. So this is my answer. Alright, so in this problem, I have 2 to the power of 1,000 minus 2 to the power of 999. So to solve this, for my solution, first start with 2 to the power of 1,000 minus 2 to the power of 999. Now, I'm going to rewrite 1,000 here as 999 plus 1. So now I have 2 to the power of 999 plus 1 minus 2 to the power of 999. And if I have something in the form a to the power of m plus n, this is equal to a to the power of m times a to the power of n. So 2 to the power of 999 plus 1, that's going to equal 2 to the power of 999 times 2 to the power of 1. Now I have this minus 2 to the power of 999. Now this is the same thing as 2 to the power of 999 times 2 to the power of 999 times 2 to the power of 1 divided by 2 to the power of 999 is simply 2 to the power of 1. Now I have this minus 2 to the power of 999 divided by 2 to the power of 999 is 1. 2 to the power of 1 is 2. So now I have 2 minus 1, which is equal to 1. So I have 2 to the power of 999 times 1, which is simply equal to 2 to the power of 999. Now, another way of doing this so I first start with 2 to the power of 1,000 minus 2 to the power of 999. Now this time, I'm going to rewrite 999 as 1,000 minus 1. So now I have 2 to the power of 1,000 minus 2 to the power of 1,000 minus 1. And now that's the same thing as 2 to the power of 1,000 minus 2 to the power of 1,000 plus negative 1, which is equal to 2 to the power of 1,000 minus 2 to the power of 1,000 times 2 to the power of negative 1. Now if I factor out 2 to the power of 1,000, I get 2 to the power of 1,000 times 1 minus 2 to the power of negative 1. This is equal to 2 to the power of 1,000 times 1 minus 1/2, which is equal to 1/2. So I have 2 to the power of 1,000 times 1/2, which is the same thing as 2 to the power of negative 1. So now I have 2 to the power of 1,000 times 2 to the power of negative 1, which is equal to 2 to the power of 1000 plus negative 1, which is equal to 2 to the power of 999.